Coming up on this edition of Real to Real, it's the holiday season. Students from Coronado went to our central office for an amazing performance, and the big man made an appearance, bringing excitement for some of our elementary students. Plus, have you ever seen a living wax museum? And did you know that one of our students got accepted into multiple military academies?
Monterey put their #1 student, not just academically, he is #1 in his class, but #1 as a leader, as a person of character, and somebody that represents West Texas values.
And who else is ready to celebrate the holiday season? We showcase some holiday staples from around the Hub City.
It keeps me busy, out of trouble. Yeah.
We have all this and so much more next on the 17th edition of Real to Real.
This is Real to Real going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Real to Real. I'm Sam Kunkel, a senior from Lubbock High. As you just heard, we have a jam-packed show in store, and so let's get into it. Start with some really cool news. A few days before the start of Christmas break, Congressman Jody Arrington went to Monterey High School to surprise senior John Weston Boutwell for being accepted into not only the Naval Academy, but also the Air Force Academy. And this is a huge deal. They say more than 40,000 high school seniors apply every year, and less than 10% get into their programs.
Without anyone along my side, I wouldn't have been able to be here, and I'm looking forward to be a midshipman and serve as an officer in the United States military.
This is one of my proudest moments as a member of Congress representing West Texas to write letters of recommendation to the very best and brightest of our future leaders coming out of high schools throughout West Texas. And there are others that would make you proud, but John Weston is the cream of the crop.
What an awesome honor. He is top in his class at Monterey, and we can't wait to see what his future holds. Speaking of futures, Lubbock ISD Future Farmers of America held their annual stock show. As students, teachers, and families have been working hard all year to prepare for this event. And this was where Lubbock ISD FFA members showcased their supervised agricultural experience projects at the local show. Students showed off their rabbits, lambs, goats, and swine. And we want to say congrats to all that participated in this great annual event. We are in the season of giving, and yesterday at McKenzie Middle School, a family of Lubbock ISD graduates gave back. Take a look at this. The Culver Foundation gave shoes to the McKenzie basketball team. Now, they found out about this through social media, where there was a post saying that the team had been slipping on the floor, and it was because of their shoes. According to the family, they saw a need, and they wanted to fill the need through their amazing foundation.
Yeah, I would say my feeling of giving back to community is just a huge honor. One thing that we always say about our foundation, the Cole Foundation, is it's an extension of our family's heart for this community. And so we love Lubbock, Texas. People here, like Ms. Righteous and many other teachers and coaches and things like that, have poured into us when we were in elementary and middle school, high school, college, and professional athletes. They have kept up and supported us. And so for us to be able to give back to those same people and even the same kids that we had friends at these schools, we went to these schools, we played against these teams, and so it's just kind of full circle when you get to bless the same type of kid that you were growing up.
Wow, you love to see that. And keeping it with some holiday excitement, there are 2 Lubbock ISD teachers that won Alliance Federal Credit Union's awards. One of them was a month's award of a mortgage payment, and the other was for a car payment for a month. You see, the team at Alliance wanted to give back to our local educators, especially during the holiday season.
Y'all are out here to celebrate me winning this wonderful prize from Alliance Federal Credit Union for a car payment. Yes.
Well, happy surprise.
A
Happy
great
December.
Christmas gift. Yes.
And going back to McKenzie Middle School, all of their families were invited to attend a fun night of food, fun, and festivities out at the Science Spectrum just a few days before the holiday break. Take a look at this footage captured by our very own Naomi Spears. You know, the All Pro Dads is one of the most powerful programs they have at McKenzie. The way it helps our families build relationships between each other and their school is amazing. Dr. Martinez does a fabulous job with this monthly event, reaching out to their dads and other family members who play the role of dad, helping them open up and strengthen bonds between them.
Well, I guess first off, we know that sometimes our families come from homes that don't always have a mom and a dad. Sometimes they come with just a mom that are doing their best to raise their children. And so what we want to do is, regardless of the family dynamics, we want to encourage dads to be involved in their children's lives. We want dads to be connected to their kids' education, especially in middle school. But at McKinsey Middle School, our All Pro Dad event is really a family-wide event. So we always encourage our grandparents, our aunts and uncles, our brothers and sisters, and our moms and dads to attend this event every month to just stay connected to the school.
That's so awesome. And over at Miller Elementary, the Owls 5th grade GT students came to life as they presented the lives of famous athletes, presidents, singers, explorers, musicians, and well-known figures of past and present day. They called it the Living Wax Museum, as students dressed in costume and each had a backboard with information and an essay on their person. Parents and students were able to browse the museum and make characters come to life by pushing a button on their backboard.
So a lot of them have an idea going in who they would like to portray, but after they research about them, a lot of times their mind changes and they would like to research someone else. So they research about that person, their life, their siblings, their accomplishments, things they were part of, and then after that they become that person. They dress up, they present a whole presentation for our school and for their parents, and they come to life when their button gets pushed, and it's really a good time, and they love it. It's one of the highlights of their year.
Great stuff there, and still to come on this edition of Reel to Reel. The big man made a special appearance at one of our elementary schools, and our students' reactions were priceless. And we show off what's trending, tell you some important dates, as well as the sports connection. You won't want to miss that next on Reel to Reel, only on Lubbock ISD TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Lubbock ISD TV.
It's that time of year, and everywhere there's cheer. Winter has arrived, and we're so glad it's here. We've waited all year long to say it. No longer can we delay it. Happy holidays, a time that's filled with me. Happy holidays from LISD TV.
Subsonic.
Yeah, go.
All right. Merry Christmas, y'all.
Welcome back to Reel to Reel. You know, right now we are all in on the holiday break. But now, before we left school, our friends at Wheelock Elementary had a special visitor. That's right, St. Nick made a pit stop at the home of the Plainsmen to read our students' books and provide each of them a copy of the book that they read. But possibly the students' favorite part was that Santa gave them a candy cane, a big hug, and got to hear what each student wanted for Christmas. You gotta love their excitement. And speaking of excitement, here at the Byron Martin Advanced Technology Center, once a month, people from all walks of life come together to make some one-of-a-kind floral arrangements. Our own Micah Pappas has more.
My students are always afraid I'm going to walk over today. So for a fundraiser for our program, I teach an adult class. I teach it once a month, and this helps fund any types of projects that my students and my regular budget isn't going to fund. On the night of the event, I walk you through how to make an entire arrangement. My goal is to have you in and out in under an hour and let you walk out with a pretty arrangement as well. So whatever we make, I value it to the value of the class. So if you paid $50 for the class, you'll walk out with a $50 arrangement. This is going on
4 years, I believe, that we've been having these classes. We definitely started out small. The first classes took place in my classroom, which only houses a maximum of 32 students. And since then, we've moved across the hallway. My largest class I think I've ever hosted in there was probably 65. So we stay very busy.
Great story there by our own Micah Pappas. And since we are on the holiday break, I bet people are wanting to know, when do we send our students back? Well, here are the important dates that you need to know. Of course, our students got out for break on December 21st, ending the first semester of the school year. Of course, teachers have to return back to school on January 5th and 6th for professional development days, while students don't have to come back until January 9th, as we start the second semester of the year at 8 a.m. If I am correct, students are on a 19-day break. Now that is just awesome. Now let's change our focus into what's trending. Let's send it over to Isaac Contreras as we continue our newest segment. Isaac?
Thanks so much, Sam. Welcome to Trending Now, where all the trending stories are discussed in quick succession. We start off with the World Cup. Argentina won in its first World Cup in 36 years, delivering Lionel Messi the only trophy he was missing. And did you see this? A school principal turned elf goes viral after she went all out to show she's all in on Christmas. The one particular Santa Claus is bringing the gift of joy to hundreds of deaf children in this year. Charles Gravens is one of the few deaf Santas in the country who exclusively communicates in American Sign Language. And good news for people hitting the road for the holiday season. Gas prices keep falling. The national average for a gallon of regular is now $3 and has not been that low since July of 2021. To the theme parks, did you know that Mario, Luigi, and Peach are almost ready to welcome you to Mushroom Kingdom? Nintendo announced the opening of their theme park will take place on February 17th. To the movie scene, a masterpiece created by Oscar-winning Carlo Rambaldi, the animatronic for E.T. has been sold for nearly $2.56 million at auction. Keeping it with the film industry, this year's most anticipated movie, Avatar: Way of the Water, has been soaring in the box office. Avatar reeled in $484.9 million in the global big screen, dethroning Wakanda from the top of the box office after 5 straight weeks of being the king. And Warner Brothers just dropped their first official teaser trailer for the highly anticipated Barbie movie. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a new Superman. Henry Cavill will not be reprising his role as the Man of Steel after all. They say more details on the new DC Universe film will be released in January. And finally, switching to the video game world, the creator of the viral game Fortnite agrees to refund millions of dollars to customers who were misled to make purchases without parental consent. And that's your look at what's trending. I hope you have a wonderful and happy holiday. Sam, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks so much, Isaac. I really do love that segment. I'm so glad that we started it. Speaking of great segments, let's send it over to Julius Ganelli as he joins us now in our Sports Connection. Julius.
Thanks, Sam. They say one day all your hard work will pay off, and for Coronado standout John Curry, his hard work paid off on the gridiron. As Wednesday, right before break started, he put pen to paper and signed his letter of intent to go play for Joey McGuire and the Texas Tech Red Raiders. The 6'3", 200-pound linebacker was all over the field last season, leading the team in tackles. Let's hear from him now on signing with Texas Tech.
Yeah, you know, I've always dreamed of as a little kid going to Tech games, watching them run out of the tunnel, and I would always tell myself, like, that's going to be me one day. But now it's really here now. Like, I'm actually going to go there. It's a real surreal moment. I mean, mine was pretty odd because kind of just got a text from Coach Mann saying, like, Tech offer, let's go. I had no idea what he was talking about. And after that, I kind of already made my decision up, but basically waited a month or so before I committed.
And we keep it at Coronado as Carson Young, the big man and leader on the offensive line for Coronado last season, also signed his letter of intent as he put pen to paper and signed with the U.S. Naval Academy. Yeah, the midshipmen love to run the football, and so this is a dream for an offensive lineman.
Yes, sir, that triple option they run. Yes, I'm really excited, you know, just impose your will on somebody over and over again. I know it's going to be rough, you know, a huge adjustment, you know, not only just the football side of things, you know, being in college, but the military part. But, you know, it's a challenge I'm ready for, you know, and I'm excited. You know, those people up there, they're great people, and so I know they'll help me every step of the way.
Congrats to both of those guys. And to the hardwood, it's now time for our hoop swoop, as we take a look at the latest Texas Association of Basketball Coaches rankings. Starting at the top is the Monterey Lady Plainsmen. Currently at 13-3, the Lady Plainsmen remain #1 in the state for Class 5A. Coach James and the Mustangs are ranked 22nd in the great state at 14-6 on the season. And to round out the girls' rankings, Lubbock High and Coach Palmer are 13-5 on the season and are ranked 25th in the Lone Star State. Hashtag Big Time.
Number 2, Aaliyah Chavez.
Thanks to Nate Steele for that sweet hype video. You know, our basketball season has kind of started as we broadcasted the Monterey Lady Plainsmen victory over second-ranked Amarillo a little over a week ago. And if you want to see that replay, you can find it on our website at LubbockISDTV.com. And speaking of our games, here is our official schedule release. We are going to broadcast a total of 16 more games this season, where 6 of those games will have Mr. Ward and his student on the headsets calling all the action, while the other 10 will be on Fox 34 News now. And with how talented our teams are this season, I can't wait for us to get the ball rolling on our basketball coverage. And that's your look at sports. Sam, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks so much, Julius. And still to come on this edition of Reel to Reel, we showcase our holiday Nat Pack stories as we show you some of our favorite traditions from around the Hub City. You won't want to miss that next on the 17th edition of Reel to Reel.
I want to wish a Merry Christmas to my family, my mom, my dad, my friends and family, and especially to my brother and my sister, my new to be sister-in-law, and my nephew Elliot. He's a little baby.
I want to wish all our viewers a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and Happy Holidays for all.
I want to wish a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays to everyone who sees this and are not as fortunate to have all of the privileges that someone like me is often afforded. So I hope that you have a warm and happy Christmas time.
Merry Christmas to my family, like my mom, my stepdad, and my little brother. Merry Christmas to all of you.
Welcome back to Reel to Reel. Are you ready to see our favorite holiday traditions? They say ring a bell and change your life for good. Our Naomi Spears and Carson Ward have more.
I live here in Lubbock since 1990, and I worked here in Lubbock for 27 years. I did this volunteering last year right here, and I enjoy it so much. Thank you. Sorry. You know, I just love doing this. It keeps me busy and out of trouble. Yeah, but I really enjoy it. Very much, thank you. You bet. Merry Christmas. Houses that we help people till they can get on their feet, and then they do so much other things in the community to help people, you know, over hard places and get back on their feet, and that's the most wonderful part of it. So I enjoy doing this and collecting money to help them meet their goal.
I don't know about you, but I'm a big fan of that gentleman ringing the bell. He was so kind and sweet to our crew. Now let's transition to our next story. During a holiday season, A balanced diet is a Christmas cookie in each hand. Emma Feist and Bella Christodoulou share some of their favorite cookie traditions.
It's kind of just a tradition, I guess. It's just always kind of sentimental when you do something, the same thing every year, sugar cookies, gingerbread cookies, and always this time of year for Christmas, so we can leave them out for Santa. These Snicker Santa surprise cookies are ones that I haven't made since we lived in Indianapolis, so that's kind of fun. They were a huge hit. Everybody loves them. So I thought, why not make those?
That's delicious.
I think it's something that we can do together and brings us closer. Just celebrating the traditions that we've started and getting to do it together, it's something we look forward to. Just being together, I guess, especially now that when your children start growing up and leaving the house, so it's something that they look forward to coming back and doing cookies with you for Christmas.
We've always done it since I was little, and it's just a fun way to see my family since I don't live at home anymore. It's a good way to, come over and bond and laugh and talk about things. I don't know, it's just a fun little experience.
Those cookies look so good. I might have to ask them for the recipe. Now let's go to 82nd and Quaker. Every year, you can find holiday cheer at the Kingsgate Shopping Center. Abigail Garcia and Sienna Vela take us on a ride this holiday season.
My dad and my granddad started with the carriages and horses in '88. My dad and granddad had gone up to one of the horse sales up north and just had got our first carriage, and they started pulling it with a team of mules, which are the half horse, half donkey. And then they had the opportunity to buy the draft horses that are the big ones like these. It has always been wonderful. This is my 34th year to be here at Kingsgate. The first year I was 3 months old. So my Christmases, I've always spent my Christmas time up here, and so getting to see the people that come every year is so awesome. And then the ones that were like little kids when I was a little kid up here, and now they bring their kids. And it's really rewarding to see that. Just to be able to carry on my dad's legacy, that's what makes it so special. And our kids love it the same and want to keep going as well. We will be here as long as Kingsgate wants us, and we love to see people come back and bring their kids and, eventually maybe bring their grandkids and just keep their tradition going of coming and riding with us, because we want to keep the tradition going of us coming here.
Wow, what a fun block. And when we return, we have some more holiday tradition stories right here on Reel to Reel as we celebrate the holiday season only on Lubbock ISD TV.
Can you name me all of Santa's reindeer?
I don't even know where to start. There's like the little song for help, but I don't know. I don't even know where to start.
Any of them?
Rudolph. Did I win?
Dancer, Prancer, Donner, Blitzen, Vixen, Rudolph, Cupid, Comet, Dasher.
You took me on such a wild journey, I don't even know if you got it. I'm gonna have to look and post.
Okay, let me think. There's Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer. There's Dancer. There's Dixon. There's Prancer. There's Nixon. Nixon.
Like our former president.
Okay, Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Comet, Vixen, Donner, Cupid, and Rudolph.
How many did you name?
8.
There's 9. I think I knew there was one missing.
You got Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Blitzen, Donner and no.
Honestly, no, there's Cupid, Dixon. Wow, what's the song that goes with it? I know it.
Turning a little red, man.
You're putting me under pressure.
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen, and Rudolph.
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen, and then Rudolph.
You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen and Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer.
Why is he the most famous?
I guess because he's different. I think he stands out among the crowd, and they're all some real players. But I mean, I feel like when you incorporate Rudolph, it's just you step it up a level. It's championship right there.
Welcome back to Reel to Reel. And when I think of the holiday season, I often think of family, faith, and of course, food. And for some of us, we don't dream of a white Christmas here in Texas. We dream of tamales.
It's very prideful. One thing we want to do is take what they did in 1977 and continue on the tradition. One thing that we want to do is be a Christian-based restaurant plus employment opportunity, and give people that opportunity to grow with us as we grow restaurants. Obviously, we're growing new restaurants and everything, fast casual restaurants. But it's a huge pride that you get knowing that you're carrying on a tradition. And one thing that we're not going to do is stop the tradition that was always started. Well, I think it's a generational thing. Your grandparents, your parents, and down the line, is that they teach the younger generation of the value of keeping a tradition, and the value of family. And that's what we're about, is family. That's the most important thing. I love that. That's perfect. Is teaching the next one. Yeah, you as well. They'll get you taken care of.
Thank you to the Pedro's Tamales for the generosity to us this holiday season. Now let's transition to another story, as our Henry Stoser is about to show us. The library might be a new favorite holiday tradition for our families with young children.
On Christmas Eve, it took Millie and the mail carrier a long time to deliver the mail.
Well, it's Christmas time and it's fun, and so we do our story times during the week, but we thought we'd do a special after hours Christmas story time to allow folks that can maybe have different schedules and can't come all the time. So we've done this at least one year before, so we do a lot of evening programs across the library, but so this was a special one to do for story time for kiddos.
Okay, that's everything the mail carrier said. But what's in the bag? Does she still have stuff in her pack? No. She does, doesn't she?
I think it would be a fun event to do next year. We'll have to see kind of what we've got going, what kind of plans, for Christmas. But it's a pretty common storytime event that we do. And we had a great crowd this evening, so I think a lot of people enjoy these events.
In the past few weeks, that mail carrier had been very busy. You see, he had made a big cowbell for Millie.
I think reading to kids, it's very fun to watch their facial expressions, and when they have something that kind of clicks with them with what you're sharing, and they'll get so excited and they'll talk about what it is. Say you're reading a book about bears, then they may start talking about their favorite bear. They may talk about their bear they've got on their bed at home. So it's just fun to watch their interactions and how their mind, their imagination just kind of goes crazy.
And finally, Caleb Galbraith shows us our final story.
It's really hard to find the time during the day while school's in to take a group out. Once I kind of realized that I could just plan something outside and ask if you guys wanted to do it, and I got really positive response, not just from the students, but when we go out and play in public, people are really impressed. That top group is very talented. They can play a lot of music really well without a whole lot of preparation or practice. So it's almost like I would feel bad if I didn't take you guys out. Like, we've got all this great, who doesn't like to hear live music, and especially when it's relevant to the season. It is a busy time of year, and so it also helps the fact that a lot of these students now at a concert kind of know what their role is and what to do. I'm not sure how it's going to look tomorrow, but in the past it's been that way. And so I'm very proud of the fact that a lot of the things that go on can now be just absorbed by the students and not necessarily all have to come from me. So.
thank you so much for watching our show this first semester, and we'll see you next year. So in the meantime, you stay warm, happy, healthy, and have a Merry Christmas from Lubbock ISD TV.
This has been a production of the students and staff at Lubbock ISD TV.